As promised, folks, I'm back here again with another episode from Fly Spirited Away. Peace on earth, peace everywhere. So, today's topic is being ethical. There's a bit of story behind it. One of my close friends, he invited us for a party for an Indian organization called Arya Samaj. It's a very good organization, and it's fundamentals of it are really good based upon morality, and they teach you to how to live synergetically by being one with the nature. So it's an amazing organization, and I thought that I should be there because of the vibe that organization has it. So when I entered the organization, one of the motto was being an ethical society. I think that's what it was. But what ethical was there, like how to create an ethical society. And I really thought that that's a good idea, that I should definitely make a video on what does it mean to be an ethical, right? I mean, that is the topic of today. And I'm just gonna elaborate on it, right? So going into this topic, I really think that as a human civilization, we really have come a long way. I mean, if you look at 50, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, we didn't have a radio. 80 years ago, we didn't have electricity. I don't remember the exact timeline. If you look around close to, we made a lot of progress in upcoming few decades from where we are coming as a humanity. But actually, in the process of doing so, much as we have come along, all our society, we really made so much human-centric. And it's all about me as a human species. And but prior to that, if you look 100 years back, right, we were living very synergetically with the nature. Like, we were very going along, and we were part of the nature, and we were treated as no differently than that. But upcoming days, with the amount of human progress we have made, which is great. The progress has been amazing, phenomenal, no doubt about it. It's unprecedented by all means. But the fundamentals are, we're still a human being, we are still part of the nature, but we have changed our dynamics so differently from what we used to be, that now it is not even recognizable. And that brings ethics into question a lot. We talk about ethic or ethical living, so we should understand it. What does that make sense? What ethics means actually it is. In a way, if you look into it, that the way we have kept as a human being, as a human civilization, we have very towards us, everything is towards centric, human centric. Whatever benefits me, I'm going to do it. And people talk about many other things, like, we should be living holistically, but there's a good facade placed around it, and we are not looking the reality into true perspective. And I think as a society, we are closing our eyes to that thing. You might feel a bit hurtful with this conversation, but hurt is a good thing, because being hurt will shine your ethics. Because when you hurt yourself, you understand what is mean by ethical. If you don't get hurt yourself first, you will never understand what is being ethical mean. You will continue to do what you've been doing it, because you have never realized, you never felt yourself. If you have not fallen yourself, you will not understand the meaning of, you need to fall once to feel how does it feel like. So only in that sense, you may hurt a bit with the conversation, but it's rightful so, and it will be in a true light. Going back to my childhood, or I'm just talking mine, but there are many people of my kind, I'm not the only one around that. But the point is that, we are born with five senses, right? The touch, the the eyesight, the ear, like all the five senses, you are well aware of it. These are the normal five senses everyone is born with. But there is something more to it than that. Some people are born a bit more sensitive. And when a kid is born, they don't speak a language. But does not mean they don't communicate with you. They do communicate very well with you. They respond to you. And I'm telling you, you understand them very well too without them speaking a word. Doesn't a mom understand their child very well? Doesn't it know to take care of it? He didn't ask it. The only thing he offered is a cry or a laugh or a smile and expression and everything. Isn't that part of communication? It is part of the communication. It is the same communication that we have it. And apparently it's the same communication like any other animal or any other being beside human. They have a very similar way of communicating. They do communicate. Language is a very, if you look truly, language is a very poor form of communication. Because words cannot at times express the true feeling, the true expression, the way your child, the way the mother or understand the kid, and the way the animal take care of for as your heart, the way the level of communication, they work is in heart. There's a whole communication involved around that thing, right? There's no words there, but they do talk to each other. Wouldn't that be called intelligence? Yes, it's a different form of intelligence, called emotional intelligence, feeling intelligence, but there's definitely intelligence there. And some people are born with more sensitiveness. People call that sensitive, but the point is that it could be a gift, it could be curse based upon how you take it. I think I was a bit more sensitive, born as that, and everything I'm trying to navigate my world as a childhood, and I'm trying to navigate my world from what the best I have it, and I'm not realizing it, I'm doing it purely based upon my feeling, what makes sense, who will get hurt, how will the other person feel, and from that perspective about it, and I thought that's the right way to do navigate the world. But the point is that the world keep on putting in strange looking at who is this guy, like looks very strangely at me. As a kid, I was kind of sidelined, being called an innocent, and I have many other names with myself. Just being who am I don't blame the society, but I'm navigating myself very differently. And I see the world in a very different light. And I thought everyone must be seeing the same thing. Everyone has the same gift. How do I know that? No, not everyone has the same gift. I have it. Seems like a curse to me. Like, no, I don't fit in. I don't understand where I am. Like, why do people understand me? What I'm seeing, why people don't see me? I mean, giving an example, like the place there was brought. I mean, when you take a goat for a kill, or when you select one of the goats from a herd for one of them, the goat really knew it, that he's being selected for something, and suddenly there's a vacuum space when person tries to grab the goat, and there's a vacuum created, and no one really want to be caught, and everyone knows in some way, in their own senses or whatever the form of communication, they're understanding that this is not for something good, it's going to happen to them. But once eventually one goat is caught and has been brought, I mean, he puts a fight. And just purely, the point is that being of sensitive nature, I mean, I felt so for the feeling that, oh, why? Oh, please, no, don't make a kill of it. Like any other human being, like any one of us, he wants to live it. And why wouldn't he let it live? No, don't do that. I look towards my mom. And the point is that I don't speak to her, but from her face, the communication is very clear to me. Means, you are an idiot. What are you talking about? I mean, that's what I never spoke to her, but that's how I feel like that's the response I'll get it. And talking to my dad was very sensitive around that thing. My dad really knew the question of morality, and he understood what felt right, what didn't felt right. But the point is that what he will do is basically either try to close my eyes and basically try to make me run from that area as fast as I can, so that I have the least effect on it. But he was very sensitive and understood it. But I really wanted to do something. Please do something. Make sure that, please save it. Please save it. Do something about it. But I'm panicking inside. But from his body language, I understood it. Look, I understand it. World is too big for me. I'm too small, and I cannot do much about it. So let's see that. Pretend that you didn't see it. I mean, that is the answer I really got from it. And soon this thing affected me so badly that, hey, let's not see it. Let's not see it. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't see that thing. And not only that call it a gift or call it a curse. In the beginning days, definitely it was a curse in the sense because you're not having a good time, and you see it, and how the point is that it's someone else feeling, someone else emotions, right? And the point is why I'm feeling is that I am going through it. Why I need to feel that way? But that is what I was born with. Like I capture the, even for animals, I capture the feelings of them. I capture the emotions of them. Like what they feel, I feel it, right? And suddenly it seems like we are two in one, like the same thing, we are talking to each other, like, and it affects me deeply. But the point is that being a male and being the nature of the society and the society conditioning men become a macho man, and they don't cry and they gotta stay strong and all that thing. So where does all this thing go? Keep it inside it, hide it, make sure no one saw it. And that was the nature of them. Anyway, and even at many other times, in the festive times, people really herds of cows and other animals and taken for sacrifice. My heart panics so badly. I said, no, society must be fool. The world is stupid or dumb. They can't see what them's watching you. They don't understand what is morality means. They don't understand what my ethic means. If something doesn't feel right to me, doesn't it feel right to you? How come? What form of society is this? This does not make sense. Is it ethical? If I cannot see something does not feel right, what? You are blind? Why the world is not listening to it? But I don't understand it. And as a kid, I got to put a closed mind, and you struggle a lot until you think that it's a question of your survival. Otherwise, you're going to perish for the rest of your life. And I start questioning myself a lot, like why I'm here, what I'm trying to make sense, what is this life? They don't respect life. But anyway, I really thought that it is this part of the society. Maybe the world, other place may be better. So there were a lot of calendars those days, and there was a calendar I see a picture of Jesus, and started going into the religion piece of it. And here I see Jesus with his blood pouring out of his head, with his thing, and he with a cross, and he's just going around, and like I can see the pain and suffering in Jesus. And I came to know, the other part of the form of the society, the other world, they believe in Christianity because Jesus died for the pain and suffering of the human being. And so I really thought, let me understand. If Jesus did so much and these people beg for their life and beg for the life of their loved one to Jesus, and Jesus I see in the pottery going through pain and suffering, I said these people should be knowing and should be smart enough to figure it out that if people go through pain and suffering and you go asking for your life and your loved one's life from Jesus, then you must be offering the same one below you. How is that different? That's a common sense to me, that hey, everyone wants to live. If I want to live, my animals want to live equally too. Well, why not respect their life? I respect my life. I respect their life equally well too. So anyway, so that's what I really thought, and I really thought that if I come to America or Europe at someday, I will see a very different world, and people will be very smart, and they will not be doing this kind of thing. And I really thought that religion must be teaching them the same thing. But when I came here late in my late 20s, and I realized no, these things are really nice here. It's much better, very nice place, very great, and I don't see any kind of animal suffering in front of my eyes. None of it exists. But things are really far worse behind my eyes. So basically, they changed they put a whole cover to it. And the things that all these things happening in the background, not in the background. So society doesn't know. Society basically just think it's normal, and since they didn't see it, it will not affect them. They never got hurted by it. They didn't see it. And the point is that the process, in my place, it was at least not called farm, but here they call it farming. And farming means like any other plant-based farming or fruit farming or all those things. They think the animal is also farming. So where is the feeling? Where is their emotions? Where is their thing? Where their intelligence? I mean, no, there is no respect for that. So what happens? We change the form of the society, and where was the ethics there? There was none. And in fact, this situation was far worse here. And the whole concept of me thinking of Jesus as going through pain and suffering, and the people should understanding it and pass it downstream. No, that wasn't the case at all. So anyway, so knowing what I really saw, I said, look, forget about it. Let's see what is the meaning of having a life. What does it really want? And from what I understood when I came here, that here basically it's I really think it's very materialistic oriented country. So basically they really terms of capitalistic based, and basically they really make your life better, like giving pleasure to your senses, being having name, fame, driving a good car, having a good house. The society is all about that. I mean, that is basically what I understood this was nature of the society is. I said, okay, seems like that is my goal then. Seems like I should be following the same path as it. And what I did, I just followed on that, and after many years, it didn't hit me. I was having a good life. I was really having a good life. Got married, having kids, having a big house, having whatever I could afford, whatever I can, and I was living a very decent life. Until one day, the life hold my hairs from his one hand and slapped me so hard on my face that I fell on the ground. I mean, I'm not the only one. During COVID times, many of you have felt the exact same way. It was a really hard slap on pretty much whole of humanity. And when he fell, I got so angry. I said, because I was thinking big of myself, like I'm a big guy, like I am, in my mind, I'm thinking whatever society wanted, I achieved all of it, and I was keeping my collar up, and I saying, oh, and being fell on the ground, it hit me. And I said, oh no, how dare anyone hit me? And I got up, and I was ready to fight the enemies in front of me. Only to see, in front of me, there was no enemy. How do you fight something that you cannot be seen? By accident, I simply said, I pretty much lost faith in God, because I see the God is not protecting you. See, if it was there, it would have protected all the animals, human being, everyone else, and I completely lost faith in God. And I saying, no, it doesn't exist, anything of that sort. You got to fend for yourself, you got to defend for yourself, and that's what I was doing it until I really got slapped. And when I stand up, and by accident, I really said, oh my God. And I just said, and you know what happened? The God did appear. Not that physically, but in my conscience. And I asked him all the questions. That, did you hit me so hard? Why would you do that? And the answer came, no, I didn't hit you. I wake you up. Because you were sleeping. So my job is to wake you up. Don't take it personally. Don't take it in your ego. You're just waking up. It's very, very empowering, but that was the case. And I asked another question. My God is there in front of me. Might as well ask as many as you question. That why would you give me so much pain and suffering in my childhood? And the answer that no, I didn't give you pain or suffering. I made you understand what is pain and suffering is. What is pain means, what is suffering means. Because once a person understands what a pain is, what a suffering is, when you know the nature of it, that pain and suffering over a period of time, when you constantly go through it, it's built a sense of compassion in you. And the compassion is very important. And when you really build a sense of compassion in yourself, you generate a sense of forgiveness. And you forgive yourself. The first thing is that you forgive yourself. Because definitely in this thing you made so many mistakes, you learn to forgive yourself. And once you learn to forgive yourself, you learn to forgive others. And once you learn that first process of forgiveness, you learn the process of empathy, not sympathy. There's a huge difference between sympathy and empathy. You learn the process of empathy. Empathy means you feel like what the other person, other animals, or any other feeling, how do you feel the same way without judging them? And once you really know that, you are in a position to change the society, how it is. In a second, when my God started speaking to me, I said, wait, you want me to change the society? I'm too small. I'm way too small. And this is not a great job, because in the process of changing the society, people really gonna throw rotten tomatoes at me, because they'll be hurt. I'll be hurting them. Yeah, in the process, they will be waking up, but I need to hurt them a lot. I'm too small. I'm not up for the job. Why can't you select someone else? Why me? And then God said, do you see anyone? There's none. So if you don't see anyone, then you are the one. You start the way. The process is, certainly it hit me hard that, oh my God, that's a huge endeavor. It's a lot of weight. And it requires a lot of courage. And I don't have that. I am so happy in my family and in my place and whatever I have it. I can live a decent life around that thing. I don't have to be in the forefront. There's no need for me. So then he's saying that, you see, you think you are not ready to face the courage. But here, your conscience will keep on hurting you. Because something that you could have done, you didn't do it. Something your mom and dad should have done, not done it. And you could have saved countless lives. The biggest gift anyone can give to anyone else is the gift of life. Did you give the gift of life to someone? Can you? If you can, you should. Can you make a difference? I said, it makes sense. Can I make a difference? Maybe one person, maybe two, I don't know. But did I make the effort? I should. So that's why I'm here in front of you, standing. I'm just teaching you about ethics. Like when the morality doesn't feel quite right, when something you cannot see it yourself, and basically you give it really a wrong name, and you put a facade around it as if you really don't see it. But someone needs to wake all these people up. It's very important to wake up these people. And in the process, you need to get hurt first. And when you get hurt, you'll wake up. And when you wake up, you'll make others wake up. And together, as a person, we can change the society. That is ethics. Because we should live synergistically with the world, with the art, with the nature. We still got to make progress on science and whatever we have been doing it, but we shouldn't forget the fundamental of who we truly are. A human being, a person of compassion and compassion for all, just not for human. Folks, if you got something out of this, and if you think that it wakes you up, my only message to you, please make others wake up too. One person is not enough. Together, we can change the form of the society, make it a very ethical society. Guys, until next time, peace on earth, peace everywhere.